Okay, so every single Dota player knows that feeling. You know the one I'm talking about. The one where just everything is going wrong. And I'm not talking about just a little bit wrong, okay? I'm talking about, like, majorly fucking wrong. Like, no matter what you do, you end up dying. And no matter what you do to try to stop dying, it gets worse, okay? It just gets much, much worse. The horrible, dreaded T-word of matchmaking, tilting. Now, I've been playing Dota since it came out of beta, so what, it's like 3 years now? And if there's one thing I've learned, it's that the only way you're going to gain MMR is that if you can realize that you're on tilt and just stop playing, okay? This is why me and my friends started using the motto, you know, you gain 50 MMR and you just get the fuck off. Because if you don't, then you're going to lose it all and more because you're going to go on tilt and you're just going to get pissed and it's going to get worse. And then you won't be able to sleep because you'll be thinking about all the MMR you lost. So like I said, yeah, usually, you know, when I'm on tilt, I just realize I'm on tilt and I'm like, man, that's annoying, and then I get off the rest of the day, and maybe I'm upset because I was playing bad, but I make it up the next day if I'm off tilt by then. But there was this one time, okay? There was this one time where I went on tilt, and it wasn't just, like, tilt for Dota, okay? My Dota games weren't going bad. It was like my whole life was collapsing, and it was at a really bad time, too. So first, let's just talk about the game. Alright, I don't really remember much about it, because it was, I guess, a couple months ago at this point, maybe like 6 months ago. Something like that. Yeah, it was in December. I guess the beginning of December, so it would have been about 6 months ago now. Anyway, so what was happening was I was playing Shadow Fiend at the time. He's my favorite hero, in case you haven't noticed by the banners. But he's my favorite hero, and I was playing him a lot, and this is when he was really good, so people were getting tired of him and picking a lot of these roaming supports and whatever, but I didn't care about that because I just had fun playing him. So I guess it's kind of my fault, but anyway. So I don't really remember who I was landing against, but I'm sure it was probably an Alchemist. I don't. Everyone was picking Alchemist back then. So it was, alright, so imagine it's Shadow Fiend versus Alchemist, okay? I'm in the zone, right? Then Wild Marana appears. I don't remember exactly what hero it was, but let's just go with Marana, because that seems like I've died the most middle lane to that hero. So, kills me the first time, alright? I'm pretty sad about it. I'm like, whatever, you know, I missed the missing call. I should have been paying attention to the map and noticed she was gone. It's my fault, whatever. And carry on, okay? So I get back into lane and I'm doing my thing, and I was like, hey guys, we're gonna need to gank middle because, again, I think it was an Alchemist or maybe it was an Invoker or something, but I was calling for a gank. So I'm calling for this gank and everyone's like, alright, yeah, sure, they're on board with it, you know, and especially since this was back in the meta whenever, like, it wasn't a 1v1 mid, you always had, like, that support there to camp because everyone wanted to bully the Shadow Fiend. And so I was kind of upset that I didn't really have one to begin with helping me, but I didn't really say anything about it because, you know, that's kind of a douche thing to do. So, I don't remember who our support was. Let's just call him Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor's like, alright, yeah, sure, man, let's go over, let's gank that guy. Now, this is where it gets a little bit hazy for me. I don't really remember if the Witch Doctor comes over and we just mess up the gank, or if he never came, okay? But the point is, the landing stage did not go well. I'm pretty sure it was probably my fault because, again, I got tilted really bad, so it was probably something I did. But what happens is, I just get ganked like 4 times in a row. And not just like ganked, like, not just like I'm sitting on the other side of the river hitting the tower and I deserve to die. Like, I try to go to the jungle and get ketchup farm, and they smoke into the jungle and kill me. Like, it's just a bad day. There's nothing I can do to come back from this. Well, someone's probably gonna flame me in the comments for that because, oh, you could have went to the enemy jungle and fought. Shut up, dude. That's not the point. Anyway, so after this, I'm pretty sure you guys can guess where this game is going, okay? No matter what I do, I'm messing up, okay? It's like 20 minutes and I haven't done anything right. I probably have like 1 kill, if that, and I've died like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 times. It's horrible, okay? I'm hating my life at this point. I guess I gotta back up a little bit because before about that 6th death, I guess maybe the 3rd or 4th death, it's probably like 12 minutes at this point, I don't know, maybe a little bit earlier, and it starts happening, okay? You know what I'm talking about. It's not the other team that's starting to talk shit. It's not the other team that's killing me more. It's from our team, okay? These guys are getting mad. And I'm not trying to flame people who get angry, okay? I get angry, everyone gets angry in Dota, especially me. I take it kind of seriously. But in this particular instance, okay, my team is getting mad. And I don't necessarily blame them for it either. I mean, I was their mid and I was doing really bad. But it made it much worse, okay? Because like, they started getting mad and I was like, oh man, oh no. If I die again, if I mess up, then they're going to tell me to uninstall Dota and tell me that I'm worthless. And, well, I did mess up again and they told me to uninstall Dota and that I'm worthless. They were telling me I'm so bad and I should kill myself and I'm Peruvian. And I was like, come on, man. If I wanted people to tell me I was a stupid Peruvian fuck that needs to get over himself, then I would, I don't know, post this story on Reddit or something. Funny thing is I did end up posting this story on Reddit a couple weeks after it happened because it started affecting my life in some major ways that I'll go over later. But all anyone ever told me was I played Dota too much and I needed to get my priorities straight, which, you know, I obviously needed to be told after this happened. So I'm sure you guys know where this game is going, okay? I ended up abandoning. I just couldn't deal with my team and I was playing really, really badly and I just didn't want anything to deal with it anymore. And then I ended up uninstalling Dota for like the 4th or 5th time by that point, I think. Obviously, I reinstalled Dota after that. I mean, I think I've uninstalled it like 3 times since then. It's just something that I do whenever I get tilted. It doesn't really mean anything. Alright, so the next day I had finals, okay? And it wasn't like I was procrastinating and just playing Dota instead of studying, okay? I'd already done all the studying for my finals, but I just was like, you know what, I'll get in 1 game of Dota before my finals happen so I can just kind of relax, you know what I mean? Okay, so I had my Comp 1 exam. Now, basically for this exam, what I had to do was turn in a paper, that was our final paper, and then I had to take some shitty little thing on logical fallacies or something like that. And I commute to a community college, okay? So it takes me about 40 minutes to get to school because of traffic, okay? So I end up leaving my fucking backpack at school when I show up to take that exam, okay? And this teacher has a no late exam policies. So what I do is immediately turn around and go and grab my, go home, grab my paper and my backpack and stuff, and then come back to school. So I get back to school and it's like the end of the hour by that point, I think, and I show up and she's just got this look on her face like, oh man, this kid, he's about to get wrecked. After several minutes of begging and pleading, she ends up taking my exam, which at first you're like, wow, okay, good, you know, everything's going well, until you realize what happens after she sees it. Now, this teacher was one of those teachers that didn't want you to write anything in 1st or 2nd person, which was fine, okay? I didn't write anything in 1st or 2nd person all year. But the thing was, is that when we first wrote this paper, it wasn't for her, it was for like some kind of state competition, so we could use 1st or 2nd person. And then, when we turned it into her, which she ended up making in her final exam, because she was too lazy to, you know, make us write an original paper, so she just told us to take all the I's and U's out, and that's what I did. At least so I thought. Apparently, I missed one U, one little U, at the last paragraph in like the second to last sentence. And so you know what this teacher does? She goes, oh, Zach, you know what? Don't worry about it. You know, it just is water under the bridge, man. No, that's not what she does. That's not anything like what she does. You know what she does? She takes 60 points off of it. Now, I'm not here to whine about that because it was my fault. I mean, I didn't follow instructions even though I thought I did, and it was college. So, I mean, she was in the right there. But it was just step 1 of the real life tilting. And then step 2 was when I took that second part to the exam, I just completely blanked on everything I studied and ended up getting like 4 of the answers right. Like, it was horrible. I failed it. Then we get to my Calc 1 exam, which I was feeling super prepared for because I've been studying a lot for it. I'm walking up into class with the swag. I'm like, man, I got this exam. Easy exam, easy life. Get on to the next one. I should probably mention that this calculus exam was the day after the English one, so I studied that night for my calculus exam, which I felt really confident about because I was doing fine in calculus. On top of that, the calculus exam wasn't comprehensive, so I was like, I just gotta study this one chapter right here and then I'll take the exam for it tomorrow and it'll be golden. Well, I get to class, okay, and I get this exam in front of me and then I realize, oh shit, I studied the wrong chapter. Now, fortunately, this didn't result in me getting, like, I don't know, a 7 on the exam because I had taken basically a college calculus course in high school, and so I already knew most of the material. But she went over a couple different things, which is why I studied the wrong chapter. Alright, now after this, the next day, I go to my Java class for my exam, okay? It's Java 1. I don't know what the actual title of the class was. I don't really remember. For this exam, okay, we were allowed to use all of our files from that previous year's classes to do our big Java project or programming project or whatever for the final exam. But for some reason, all of my Java programs or whatever, they wouldn't open. They got corrupted somehow. And I tried talking to the teacher and she said, there's nothing really that I can do for you, so you're just gonna have to take it. And luckily I had a friend in that class who ended up assisting me in that project, but I didn't get the grade that I would have liked, and it really screwed up my GPA. So, I mean, I didn't really fail any of my classes, so all in all, it worked out well, but the big thing with it is that I had a really good GPA, and it dropped it down, like, below 3 points, which ended up screwing me out of my Hope Scholarship, which made me have to work a lot more in the summer to pay for, or the winter, excuse me, to have to pay for this spring semester. And on top of that, I ended up getting a D in Comp 1, so it wouldn't transfer, so I had to take Comp 1 again this spring semester. But I did end up meeting my girlfriend in that second Comp 1 class, so I guess it worked out. Hooray for tilt. Anyway, guys, so that's my story about getting tilted really hard in life as a result of a bad Dota game that I played. And again, I'm not saying that anything that happened wasn't my fault. It all was, but I mean, that's kind of what happens when you get tilted, right? You just can't stop fucking up. And it transferred over to my life. So if you guys have any stories about you getting tilted, you can either leave this in the Reddit post comments or you can leave it in the YouTube comments and I'll enjoy reading them. So have fun in matchmaking, guys, and remember to take it easy. I'll just leave this outro here for you guys to jam out to, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah. It's like I'm missing your touch. All alone in his zone, steady puffing my touch. Little nigga in the city. city where the guns is a must. Cause every time a nigga crush, they say I f***ing too much. She used to love me, seize me, rub me, please me. The ill 9 degrees, come on, take it easy. For real, y'all believe me, I can't understand how she hold a nigga hard in the palm of her hand. And how God created Adam through the smallest of sands. But the queens run the surf, it don't belong to no man. Yeah, your brothers know my protocol. I got love for my daddy, but I don't fuck with dog. Nah, my heart colder than the South Pole. Close your mouth or get hit up by the savage outlaws. Yeah, this country got cancer in the breast. Don't ask me why I'm motherfucking stressed.
When it rains, it pours. And though I've been rained on before, this time when I need all the door, I'll have my umbrella for sure.
Yeah, this is the life that we laid upon. Mentality is way beyond. Stuck between the struggle out here beefing with my baby mom. Paying child support up in court trying to raise my sons. They don't understand, they think I'm wildin' out like Atheon. That's why I hit the stage for crumbs. Niggas gotta get the dough. CD sales are struggling, so we gotta hit the road. 30 minutes on the stage and all you get to stick a dro. 30 days away from home, they think you ain't got shit to show. But what they do, they really know that I can understand the pain. Got a certain bond together so I can understand the strain. Bills and the children make it hard for you to keep it sane. So please believe I'm sorry when I flip and call you out your name. Ain't the way that I was raised, my mama raised me better. Cause even without pops, he kept the family together. Yeah, that's why I'm missing your touch. All alone in the zone, steady pumping my touch.
When it rains, it pours. And though I've been rained on before, this time when I need all the door, I'll have my umbrella for sure. When it rains, been rained on before.
Come rain, come shine, come snow, come sleet.